On this edition of Meet the Wolfpack, my name is Larry Reed. I'm the Sports Information Officer here at Thompson Rivers University. We're joined by the lovely Nikki Fredrikson, who is with the cheerleading team. And Nikki, how long have you been a member of the cheerleading team?
This is my second year on the squad or
Wow.
team.
How long have you been a part of? When did you get involved in cheer? Were you like in high school? Were you doing that as well? Or?
I did cheer in high school like for a month. I usually was on other teams like basketball or field hockey, soccer, that kind of thing. It was more of like the typical type of team. And then TRU didn't have field hockey here, so I still wanted to be a part of a team, and cheerleading seemed like a good one because then you get to go to all the games, which was a big thing for me, and still compete. So yeah.
Nice. For the casual observer, they see you out at a game and, oh wow, you're do a couple of stunts, but it's more involved, isn't it? Being a member of the cheer squad. You guys practice all the time. Can you talk a little bit about how hard you work?
Oh yeah, for sure. Our team practices like 3 times a week, and then games is considered another practice, and we do 2 games on a Friday night. We also do community events, so there will be some weeks where it's 7 days a week that you have cheer, which is a lot. We typically do, I'd probably say between like 30 and 40 hours a week of cheerleading. Mm-hmm. It's like a full-time job.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part? I know that you're injured right now, but when you were competing and when you were out there, what was your favorite aspect of being part of the cheer team?
Well, I'm kind of known for being the community person on the team, so I love community events because it's a great opportunity to showcase what our team really does and that we're not just the typical cheerleading team. But I do love to stunt. I love to, throw people in the air and catch them and see all the progression my team makes, so yeah.
Nice. And let's talk about the community events, because I think of any team that TRU has, you have been the ambassadors because you're out at almost everything.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what our team's known for, is being at almost every event in town. For cheerleading in Canada, we're one of the most community-involved teams, mm-hmm. which is awesome. So we try and go to as many events as possible. Some weeks we usually try and have 1 event per week. Some weeks we have 2 to 3. It just depends on the week and what's going on in the community. But it's really important for us to give back to our community because that's where our support comes from.
Do you have a favorite event that you participated in the past?
I love Spartan Race. We did that in September. We do it every September, and basically we're running the stations, so it's really cool to see what all these other athletes are doing, seeing their teamwork, and it's really great opportunity because it's our first volunteer event of the year basically for the team. Mm-hmm. So it's a good team bonding thing for us because we're split into pairs, so you're with someone you don't really know for 8 hours for the weekend.
Right.
That one's really fun. I love Basics for Babies is a really fun one, just because the community loves to see the cheerleaders at that one. Santa Claus Parade.
Nice.
Oh, Santa Claus Parade, definitely, hands down. I totally forgot about that one. That one's so much fun because we get to go in the parade, and then we do some stunts, and we do some chants, and then we get to interact with the kids at the parade,
right.
which is really fun because they see cheerleaders and pom-poms, and they just light right up.
What kind of questions do they ask you?
They usually ask do you get to keep the pom-poms, or is it hard to be a cheerleader? Are you always happy, or are you faking it? Those type of things. I'm like, no, we're usually happy.
Now I'm curious. Do you get to keep the pom-poms?
No.
You don't?
The pom-poms belong to the school, but
Aww.
They are definitely one of the prized possessions of the team. I think that's what every girl dreams of when they want to be a cheerleader at first. They're like, pom-poms, it's so cool to get to use them, and that's really where you become a cheerleader. You get that team spirit from, I think, the pom-poms. It's a really special prop to have. It's completely different from any other sport. No one has that kind of thing, right?
Right. You said you're very community-minded. When you look at your team, and there's 31, I think, this year.
Yeah,
which seems a huge number, I think.
Yeah.
Do you have is there a clown? Is there a jokester? Or is there somebody that's really serious? Somebody who's always studying? Can you pigeonhole people in those roles? Do you have something like that?
Yeah. Definitely with seeing the newer members of the team this year, you can see the ones that are really studious, and they're like, no, I go cheer school and then I study, and that's about it. And then there's the ones who will Snapchat you at 3 a.m. just joking around, playing pranks on each other and stuff. So I don't know, our team's very diverse with all the girls, and I think a majority of them are pretty funny. There are a lot of pranksters on our team.
You're in the journalism program. Why did you choose journalism?
I chose journalism because I love community events, and it was a great opportunity to get back into the community, give back, and to be more involved. So that's why I chose journalism.
So what do you see in the future for yourself as a journalist? Or are you going more of the PR route?
I'm doing PR as a major because I think that's just another opportunity to be out and about. I think I'm going to try and go for broadcasting in the future, or just reporting at a small local newspaper. I don't really see myself going to like New York Times or anything like that.
Right. What's the journalism program like so far?
Oh, it's fantastic. It is the best program to be in, I think, because you learn all the skills, but you're also applying it every day, because the assignments aren't like write a paper, write a story. It's go take a photo of someone and describe what happened, or go shoot a video and then edit it until 3 a.m. and hand it in at 4. Like, it's really involved, but I think it's cool because it's also like teamwork.
Right.
You bounce ideas off of your fellow classmates, and you get to learn a lot from like what they're doing. Like, some of my classmates are interviewing the mayor candidates, and I'm like, how did you get that opportunity? Like, it's cool.
Nice. And so, is there any similarities between your journalism program and the cheer squad, because you're working as a team and that sort of thing?
Oh yeah, there's definitely similarities. Like, I can apply lots of things I learned at cheer to my classwork kind of thing. Cheer definitely has made me into a more like motivated and more like outgoing type of person. I think you need that as a journalist. And there's also members of my team who are in journalism. So lots of times we'll be like doing a stunt, and then I look over at my teammate Nathan. I'm like, we should make a video of this later and like post it online and use it for class. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. So it's fun that way.
Nice. You guys compete. Can you tell people that aren't familiar, what is competitive cheerleading?
Competitive cheerleading is a mix of gymnastics, dance, and stunting. So when we refer to stunting, it's basically throwing people in the air and catching them is basically the easiest way to describe it. The routines are 2.5 minutes long. So if you've ever watched the movie Bring It On, the like end scene where they're doing whatever their routine at nationals, I think it is, that's what it is without all the other drama throughout the movie. But so competitive cheer is a lot of dancing and gymnastics. So if you're not gymnastically inclined like me, it's a little difficult, but it's a team sport. Everyone doesn't really think of it as a team sport, but it definitely is. Like, you're not going to be able to do your routine without one member of that team being there. So with me having an injury, like, it sets my team back a little bit. So it's kind of interesting that way. It's a lot of adrenaline. Everyone sees cheerleaders as these peppy people, and that's true. At competition, you have to be like 100% peppy and excited, and there's a lot of candy eaten before we go out, which is so unhealthy, but it just happens that way.
Right.
It's a lot of fun.
And you guys compete, and girls compete at the end, like of what we would consider the season, because we have soccer and then basketball, volleyball. You guys compete in the spring. Is that when your events are?
Yeah, so I think our first competition is the end of February or beginning of March kind of thing. And then our last one is the end of May. So we have a late season, and that's why our team is available to be so community involved and go to all the other teams' games, is because it's our time to practice in the beginning of the year when they're all so busy. We get to just kind of have fun at their games and learn. And then second semester, all the cheerleaders are like, oh my gosh, why am I at all these games? I need to be practicing.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's fun, though.
Can you talk about a little bit about the family atmosphere? Because like you say, you guys are at every game, or almost every game. And we have, baseball teams are here at basketball and volleyball, or, soccer team is out cheering them on as well. Can you talk a little bit about the family atmosphere that the Wolfpack Athletic Department has?
Yeah, for sure. So Wolfpack is actually kind of funny. I wouldn't say that the teams are like teams. I'd say we're all like a family. So like I consider baseball like our big brothers, and then like the soccer is like our cousin team over here, and so everyone's really close. You'll see the girls and the guys at all the games. Like on Friday we had volleyball home opener, and the basketball team and the soccer team were both there, and baseball was there. Baseball's like at everything, so that's why we kind of call them our big brothers, because they're always cheering with us. it's really cool because when you're part of Wolfpack, you see everyone with like the orange and the black jackets around campus, and automatically when you come to TRU and you're on a Wolfpack team, you have connections. You have like this new family. There's always times you'll be at Tim Hortons or Starbucks in the line, and then Wolfpack members will come up to you and be like, hey, what team are you on? Like, how's it going? How's your season? So it's fun that way because you always have friends, I'd say. Like, even if you don't know these other athletes right away, as soon as you see like the orange and black jackets on them, you already have a connection, and then you just grow as a family that way.
Nice. Just before I let you go, what words of advice would you have for somebody that would consider or hopefully would like to come and join the cheer squad, and be a student here at Thompson Rivers University?
I would say if you want to join the cheer squad, definitely just try it. Even if you are kind of don't think you have the ability or the athletic ability or the peppiness or the drive, you'll get to know the team and realize it's a lot different than what outside people think. It's really fun to try out for our team because it's just run like our practice. It's very chill that way. I think for future students of TRU, I think always try out for Wolfpack team. Always, always, always. Even if you don't think you're going to make the team, there's always a possibility. And I think that the Wolfpack department really fosters new athletes and new students at our school. And it is a family here. And so once you're on a team, or even if you try out for a team, the Wolfpack's going to know who you are and help you out wherever they can.
All right, our thanks to Nikki Fredrikson, who is a member of the Kamloops. She's from Kamloops. She's part of the Thompson Rivers University cheer team.